哦，白教堂之影。我们今天要继续这个 parts 白教堂之影。等一下，我瞧一下电风扇的位置。这样应该有声音吧？我看一下。Check 1 2 3 4。Good。哦，对了，那我之前有昨天有在那个 NVIDIA 的驱动程式上面有做一个更新的动作。那因为昨天有看到有报道，就是NVIDIA 呢，就是这个公司有释出了一个驱动的版本，然后针对于这款 Vampyr 雾都吸血鬼这个游戏做一个强化的一个系统套件更新这样子。是可以换衣服是不是？我现在画质看起来有比较，应该有好一点。刚才写当哦，等一下，我直接换衣服这样。好，没关系，我就觉得这样比较帅。虽然算了，换原来的好了。好像很少人穿这个，那个很像福尔摩斯的套装。看起来比较 gentleman。我上次在这个技能的部分有加了一些东西，应该会变得比较强一点。但目前的等级都是没有说很够的，所以还要再出去闯一闯。哦。
3:28 a.m.
我离开这个医院就，哎呦，音乐变得不太一样。哦，声音。耶！再摇一下。Awesome！ 咬爆你！哦，有个小纸条，失靴男孩帮纸条。 竟然没有看到刚刚有人。我直接穿过去会不会被？直接开火这样，哥这样会不会太？Fire， 开火吗？哇！凶啊，各位，你们这样太凶了，各位。哥，alright， 哦。安全屋，制造，哦，分析，帅哦，普通感冒，治愈生命的。治愈生病的市民，卡住这样，做个血清看看。各做一瓶，不行，不够。哦，这从我自己关了，太屌了吧！从侧边进入，包抄的感觉，可是感觉好像也没有很好。哥，太凶了！Hey, you can't stop me. 哇，好险我还顶得住。
A few moments later.
是要换多少次？
招兵令，招兵海报。那白教堂有这么远？我开了这个。 哇 ！Come on, baby！ 咬一口，咬一口。凶哦，哥！下去把他们解决掉。哇，那边有狼人啊！我的天，巨大野兽，我操，这么凶！哥。 哥过来，哥！
每次这招都不放好，在干神东东。
Yo, come on! Yay! Wait.
Whitechapel. This neighborhood is linked somehow to the kind of Asquith's blackmail. First.
Petrescu fellow. 没有人。哟，散弹枪。 现在开始调查。哇，枪战！哦。
Are you all right?
The bastard hit the wall next to me. I don't even know if he meant to miss.
If you've been hurt, I can help you. I'm a doctor.
I'm a doctor.
Remember it. Now bugger off.
按下 RB 可以对市民进行检查，不错。
Do you know Nurse Dorothy Crane from the Pembroke Hospital? If you know anything about her, I'd appreciate it.
Never heard of her. She's pretty, I'll keep an eye out.
What happened? Did you really steal that man's medication?
Hey, I didn't do anything, it ain't me.
All right. Perhaps the poor drunk just confused you with someone else.
Sod off, mister. You ain't got no clue what's going on here. Bastard was a soldier in the war, so now he's got the right to shoot me.
It's true. I'm not familiar with this part of town. Perhaps you could help me.
I said sod off. Go find yourself another guide.
哥，你也太凶了吧！我知道当完兵就很秋了，但我来帮忙你一下。RB， 我先帮你治疗啊。
Do you need assistance?
Please. Feeling tired these days.
好。
There you go. Let's hope nobody steals it from you.
Very funny.
Okay. Personal.
I found the recruiter you were expecting. He's dead, but he carried a note. The Wet Boot Boys have accepted your application.
I knew it! I told you I was tough enough. I'll be free soon.
This note was found on a dead man, Albert. If that doesn't change your mind, then you must be ready to face the risks.
You're all fancy words, none of which concern me. Go worry about someone else. I'm fine and I've a future here.
Really? 调查任务成功，效果显著的招募。是啊。
Goodbye, young man.
I'll not die in some piss stinking alley reeking worse than a week old lavvy.
Oh. Benjamin Palmer.
I won't end up another drunk arsehole littering the streets. Not me.
Let's talk.
What? Shooting a boy in the middle of a street? Not the best thing to do, wouldn't you say?
What? You saw what happened? Who are you?
I'm Dr. Reed, and I'd like to ask you a few questions, if you promise me to set your gun aside.
No. Look, I'm not a violent man. I'm Benjamin Palmer, doctor. And no one can help me. Not even you.
No one can help.
Perhaps you could focus for a moment and tell me your troubles.
I'm sick, broke, and my son just stole my pills. Everything's coming up roses.
What can you tell me about this place?
Nothing to say, really. This is where I used to live. This is where I live now.
Oh.
You mean you used to have a better life?
Yeah, I had a wife, a home, and a job. I even used to have a name. Now I'm just Ben. Ben the Tramp.
You don't have anywhere to go? No family that would welcome you?
Not since the death of my wife, Albert's mother. She was sick.
Albert's mother.
Long before the flu.
Okay. Tell me about personal.
Whatever the boy did, I'm sure he didn't deserve a public execution.
I swear I didn't want to hit him. It's just that I'm sick in the end, you see, and the boy just frayed me last nerve.
What is it, Benjamin? It was the war, wasn't it? Your nerves are shot, aren't they? I need some answers, Private. From one soldier to another.
The doctors called me a liar. Coward. Put me in a straitjacket, locked me up. Finally, that's
先生，你讲话都一直晃到现在。
It's a pity that doctors still practice such barbaric methods. It's a dishonor to our profession.
Now only the pills stop me thinking about this shit. To not hear the explosions. I'm even scared of the dark these days.
Do you know Nurse Dorothy Crane from the Pembroke Hospital? Have you heard anything?
It's funny, I've been searching for her too. I need some pills. But the woman is a phantom, if you ask me.
Really? And why is that?
word is she ain't real. She's a cover for some doctor who runs an illegal dispensary for migrants.
Oh.
A gun, alcohol, and a bad temper make a terrible cocktail, sir. Goodbye for now.
Goodbye for now.
I'm not dying some piss stinking alley.
哦，在翻垃圾哎。
When science fails you, this elixir will give you faith again.
神奇药剂什么？
Good evening, miss.
Good evening, sir. Are you interested in a miraculous cure for this unknown and deadly epidemic?
Q。
Actually, I am.
Then you have come to the right place. The famous Swanborough cordial is all you need to help keep you in perfect health.
Oh, really? Why didn't I hear about it during my studies? I'm Jonathan Reed, by the way.
A doctor.
Jonathan Reed.
Ah, my brother has spoken of your research, sir. I'm Loretta Swanborough, and it's always a pleasure to meet a fellow healer.
Tell me, who intrigues you most in Whitechapel?
The region itself is
Tell me.
something to see, but I would say Camellia the mute florist who gives away her flowers.
Is there anyone I should avoid?
Cadogan Bates, without a doubt. The bloody bastard remorselessly exploits poor migrants as soon as they get here.
What do you think of the locals?
Most of them are afraid or desperate. They all come to me eventually for my remedy.
Do you know Nurse Dorothy Crane from the Pembroke Hospital? I'd like to know more about her.
I don't like to talk about competition.
Competition, you say?
Never met her, but it seems she provides some sort of medical care to the poor. The whole thing has to be some sort of scam, if you ask me.
I'd like to see what kind of medicine you're selling.
Medicine， 我看一下。哦，怎么好像都是一些东东啊。OK。 哦，找到目标了，先看一下这个什么。
What do you want? Leave me alone.
Good evening, sir. I'm Dr. Reed. I'm looking for Nurse Dorothy Crane.
There is no Dorothy Crane here. Now goodbye.
I'm afraid this medical leaflet says the opposite, sir.
Really? Well, I'm afraid I'm going to close this door right now. Go bother someone else, Mr. Doctor.
想骗呢、
To enter that house, I must discover who this man really is. Maybe I could start by observing what he's up to.
哦，观察，所以你已经 OK。哦，
Strange man was at the door with a pass for our medical facility. I refused him entry.
Darius, how could you know he didn't need our help?
His clothes were too finely tailored to be for Whitechapel.
Perhaps just a friend of that stray poet who is always about.
Richard Nethercott? No, not of the same cloth, this man. I suspect some machination from that journalist.
Clayton Darby. Is he still asking questions?
Yes. I saw him drifting around St. Mary's Church. I swear he is tracking me just downwind.
Tracking me. Oh.
I must talk to that journalist or the poet. They must know about Darius. Nearby the church they just mentioned.
Your turn. Okay, good. 这设计真屌，但我不能过去。哦，那边有狼人啊！是。That's clever work. 总是要引诱一些诱因，制胜关键。Let's find a Clayton.
Forgive my interruption.
Do not apologize, my son. Father Tobias Whitaker is always happy to teach mortals about the incoming Armageddon.
I am Dr. Jonathan Reed, and I just have a few questions.
A scientist? You are much more lost than I thought, my son.
Yeah, I'm so... Okay, let's ask.
What do you mean when you say that I am more lost than you thought?
All scientists are entangled in a world of causes and consequences, and most of them can't see the plain truth.
Quite a judgmental opinion, if you ask me. But what do I know? Blinded by science as I am.
Well, you are seeking answers, aren't you? Answers about the Armageddon about to strike the city. Answers about the hidden truth.
Are you?
Well, I suppose I can spare a few minutes listening to your
True.
so-called truth.
As a doctor, you must be aware of the decimating epidemic. But let me tell you that this so-called Spanish flu is just the beginning of the end.
What do you mean?
The beast is finally revealing itself, corrupting the flesh and the heart of men. With my own eyes I have seen them, those minions from the abyss.
Really? And what would be your answer to this biblical threat?
We must fight the disease before this legion outnumbers us. But not with scalpels and microscopes. No.
What is left then?
Cleansing fire.
Cleansing fire. 用火烧就对了。这个，
What exactly is your plan concerning the cleansing of
Tell me.
God will recognize his own. More than once this city has risen from the ashes, hardened and purified by the flames.
乱烧啊！
Science and progress are our only hope against the monstrosity hidden behind this epidemic.
See, Doctor? Now you acknowledge the presence of evil within the city's walls. Now you start to admit the truth.
线索失效，什么？
What do you mean when you say that?
All sides.
Quite a
Well, you
Well,
as a
what do you mean?
the beast.
I have heard enough. Goodbye.
What happened?
Excuse me, sir. Are you familiar with this part of town? Name's Clayton Darby, reporter.
Sorry, I'm new to Whitechapel. But perhaps you could help me since you're a journalist. My name is Jonathan Reed.
Dr. Reed, the famous surgeon. I'll gladly help if I'm able, sir.
I heard you're investigating an underground medical dispensary in Whitechapel. What do you know about it?
Not much, I'm afraid. They are wary of strangers, and I'm not really an acquaintance of theirs. Why do you care?
I'm a doctor, Mr. Darby. I care about everything involving...
我眼睛会发光哎！gang gang gang！
Are you sure you're not just concerned about the repercussions that a scandal involving a certain nurse Crane from the Pembroke Hospital would bring?
Without a doubt, you are a damn fine journalist, Mr. Darby. What do you know of her accomplice, a man named Darius?
I don't know much about the man. He's very cautious. Never goes out. Doesn't seem to have any friends or family.
He never goes out?
No. A few days ago, he unexpectedly did. I followed him, but it was just a ruse to keep me away from his house.
Really? How do you know?
He went to the nearest mailbox, but just before posting his letter, he ripped it up and threw it away.
He has no relatives at all?
No, except for that strange man, a poet named Richard Nethercott, who sometimes comes by.
Sometimes.
Would never let him in.
Where can I find this Mr. Nethercott?
He spends most of his time lurking around Whitechapel, talking to himself or declaring verses. These days, you can usually find him behind the church.
What is a journalist doing in this borough after sunset?
He goes where none of his colleagues would dare to go, to inform the country.
So you risk your life to reveal the truth. I saw many reporters do the same during the war.
Whitechapel is the crucible of so many untold stories and tragedies. I want people to know them.
That's quite honorable of you. But is the public interested?
Not at all, sir. And that's why I'm an independent journalist, hoping to sell some stories.
Have you any idea of the danger you face in these streets at night?
I've had to run and hide more than once from frenzied mobs incensed by the fever. Do you think the flu is really responsible for this, Doctor?
I'm convinced there is more at work here than a simple epidemic.
Really? To be honest, I could say the same. Some of the sick I saw or heard of. My God, what happened to them?
Why are the newspapers keeping silent about the Spanish influenza? It's as though none of you care.
There's a war going on. People shouldn't be demoralized by news of deadly diseases.
It's a disgrace. People are left to die alone. No one is properly informed of the risks.
These are bad times indeed. So much for the glorious British Empire.
Goodbye, Mr. Darby. Farewell.
Very well. What are you doing?生气，生气。 这边。哎呀，好大一堆！ 该不会就是那个传教士吧？
Good evening, sir. I'm Dr. Reed. I would like to ask you a few questions.
Please be my guest. Although I may not be the best informant regarding this part of town, my words speak about that which the eyes cannot see.
Really? Are you an artist of some kind?
I'm a poet, sir.
Oh.
Richard Nethercott, at your service.
找到了。
May I ask you a few questions about the district?
Extraordinary part of town, is it not? I'll be glad to help you, if I can.
What can you tell me about an old man called Darius?
Darius Petrescu? Yes, I know him. At first, I thought he was only a small publisher.
Darius!
I invited him to publish my work, but his reaction was pretty clear.
Not interested in your talent?
Darius is an old political activist who takes delight in printing tracts and lampoons. Those communist activities only require mediocre writing skills.
Oh, 找到了哦。
I'm looking for Dorothy Crane. A nurse
Dorothy
in this
Crane.
vicinity.
Dorothy Crane. Oh, I love the name. The Crane of Whitechapel. Sounds very mysterious. But, sorry, no, never heard of her.
Really?
Tell me, Mr. Nethercott, why seek inspiration in Whitechapel?
The place is not beautiful per se, but how to explain it? Stirring and challenging.
In what way, exactly?
The struggle by gaslight, the barren smiles and the arid hunger under the rain.
If you say so.
Such vibrant antagonism and vivid paradox, the stripped humanity raged across each street.
Vivid, of course, yes. And what about the poignant distress?
Oh yes, the poignant distress. You see what I mean, don't you? That's what I want to write about, and that's what Whitechapel is made of.
Oh.
Are you aware that your life could be in danger in this part of town?
But this is where I must be to feel the real beat of the city. I had to come, see it for myself, alone.
If some misfortune came upon you, who would be here to help you?
Well, you for a start, my dear doctor.
Really?
I understand your need for solitude, but it's not safe around here.
这么坚定，我会救
I
你。
don't have many friends, doctor, and my family despises me.
May I ask what you're doing at this hour of night, sir? Do you live here?
Not at all. I'm just enjoying the pleasure of a quiet walk. Though night talks are always preferable, if you ask me. Especially with strangers.
Really?
If you say so. But as a physician in a time of epidemic, I must caution you to avoid unnecessary exposure, sir.
Thank you, Doctor. But we both know the seeker of truth has to go boldly where the weak dare not.
I'll leave you alone, sir.
Leave you alone, sir. Oh, 编辑巨信。从来没有在诗歌里面获得成功。
Good evening, miss. I'm Dr. Reed. I'd like to ask you a few questions.
What?
I know what you're thinking. A tall stranger who meets a girl in the street at night. It reeks of the
搭讪
dreadfuls. But I mean you no harm, truly.
Truly. What? 现在不要恭维呢，哪呢？
Very well. Goodbye then.
哪不要恭维？找到信箱。很抱歉。
The content of Darius' letter to his children could give me more leverage to enter. Darius is a bit less of a mystery now. It should not be that difficult to incite him to let me in.
秘密的为哦，这样了解。
Hello again, Miss. Melia, I know you work for Dorothy Crane. Please tell me about her secret dispensary.
哟，还不讲？
A stubborn and mute comrade. Nurse Crane and Darius Petrescu have been clever.
哦，很屌哦，都不讲话。 哇，不行，魅惑，很屌，很屌。
Goodbye then.
就没办法。
Don't be shy, handsome. What can Christina do for you?
Oh.
Looking for what you're selling. But I'd like to ask you a few questions, if I may. I'm a doctor, Dr. Reed.
All right then, but be quick. Though I usually get paid when I open my mouth.
哟，张嘴。
Are you joking with me? People don't usually come to see me for conversation.
I have no interest in your work. I am, however, curious as to what led you into this career.
Short story. The war, exile, and England. This country is not especially welcoming. I've been refused many jobs because of where I am from. I had few options left.
失业的意思啊。I don't judge you.
I always thought I was the master of my own fate. But now I know we don't always have control over our lives. I don't judge you.
You know, this money is not only for me. I have good reasons to need this money quickly. But it is not your concern, Doctor.
Are you talking from experience?
I've seen your type come here to get a good fuck in a cheap room or a dark alley before going back to their fancy houses in the West End.
Why this skepticism?
How can you speak about starvation if you've never been hungry? Or about poverty? Or anything else you have never suffered from?
呛哦。
Christina, have you been examined? The epidemic is spreading fast in London. You could be exposed.
再嫖嘛，再嫖，嫖。
Like doctors or hospitals, but I don't like you asking questions.
我是担心你有某些疾病，你知道，风险很高。
Considering your line of work, I assure you it is only a matter of time before you have health issues.
If it is going to happen, it will happen. Right now, I need money. That's what's important.
You can put your own life in danger, that's your decision. But what about your clients? If you're contaminated, you will put them in danger too.
And you think that would worry me? If you knew the men I deal with, their health would not be what you'd worry about.
哦，表示你跟什么男人？
Do you know Nurse Dorothy Crane from the Pembroke Hospital? Anything you can tell me about her would be helpful.
I don't know her, but I know her name is Dorothea Crasionescu. She came from Romania like me and many others.
You seem to respect her.
Dorothea helps the sick people of Whitechapel. Everyone should respect that.
Oh
，Goodbye, Miss. Take care of yourself.
，take care。凶啊，自己在讲话。哦。
Goodbye, Mr. Peterson.
哦 ，no no 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 no， 哎。
You? I think the documents in this box could be of some interest to you.
Really? Where'd you get it?
I found it in an abandoned building nearby. I thought you might want to keep these letters.
Let me see. Ah, letters about my boy. Thank you, sir.
You do not appear surprised or pained by this.
Surprised about what? Harry's my son, I'm his father, and that's all there is to know, don't you think?
Yes, I suppose you're right.
Here's a little something for your trouble. And to remind you to keep your mouth shut about all this.
哦。简一。
Have you heard of a nurse named Dorothy Crane?
Dorothy Crane? Yeah, I know her. One of the few good souls who dare to help the sick around here.
Could you please tell me more about her?
She's a nice girl. Tries to help the migrants. I offered to give her a hand, but she said my reputation would attract too much attention.
Oh.
May I ask what you do around here?
I do whatever I want, and sometimes even more. Now sod off.
According to you, physicians are scarce in this part of town. Why is that?
Not familiar with this neighborhood, are you? I guess your fancy colleagues are too afraid of being stabbed in the back.
This part of town does have quite a reputation. Would you say it's justified?
Totally. Look at me, for instance. I always look my opponent in the eye before knocking him out.
Oh.
Goodbye, Mr. Peterson. Mr. Petrescu, just 1 minute, please.
You again? Go away.
Sir, wait. Stop this nonsense. I know Nurse Crane is here. Shall we speak man to man, you and I?
All right.
You and I.
Don't you see we're on the same side? We fight to help the poor, sick, and abandoned.
I'm nothing like you, Mr. Doctor.
Yes, you are. You too believe in providing medical care without charge. You know what we have to sacrifice to make the world a better place.
I have to admit your words have conviction. All right, I'll let you see Dorothea. Don't make me regret this, though.
OK。哦，进来了，直接进来了。在治疗所找到菠萝莫波菠萝。在这里来这里偷钱。魔狼的古老形象。哦。他在没有敲门或获得回应的情况下会无法进入。我会怕大蒜。Vigor class。休息并进化。这可以休息的地方吗？这没办法休息。哦，在2楼。 thirsty。他喝血的感觉。thirsty。哦，是吸血鬼。Alright, I'm here. But wait a minute.
He's going into convulsions, Doctor.
What do we have here, nurse?
Patient Raz Van Vasily. High fever running on 3 days. Complaints of dizziness, muscle aches, and head pain. Diagnosed with influenza.
Treatment?
Aspirin and salicin for the fever and discomfort. Liquids for dehydration, but he's having trouble keeping even water down.
Aspirin and salicin, you say? Why not some warm milk and a kiss on the cheek? Where are the quinine salts?
贴脸香吻，这是。
Buying, borrowing, even stealing. There's none to be found, Doctor.
He's not convulsing, he's choking. He's not getting any air. Scalpel! Hand me that scalpel!
哦，手术，手术。
What can I do, Doctor?
哦。
I need to perform a tracheostomy. Short pipe. That rubber tube will do. We're going to cut a passage for air through the neck.
Yes, Doctor.
直接进行手术。
He's breathing again, but he's coughing up blood.
Internal hemorrhaging. I need to make another incision into the chest cavity to drain the fluids from the lung.
好专业啊！
Another tube.
A thoracostomy. Doctor, we've nothing to fight the infection. We need an aseptic environment.
你有什么建议吗？
Right then, Nurse Crane. What do you suggest we do?
I've no idea. I'm not the doctor.
Time is of the essence. We need to perform a thoracic drain.
Yes, Doctor. He's still bleeding, Doctor. I'm losing his pulse.
The drain must have punctured the intercostal artery. There's too much blood.
Oh,糟糕！
I can't see.
恐血症，恐血症。
I must first suture the artery. Find the wound.
頑張って頑張って。
Of the blood.
Needle and thread, Doctor.
Good. The stitches are holding. How's he doing?
We're losing him. We've lost his pulse. He's dying, Doctor.
Cardiac massage, now.
Cardiac... What? Are you making this up as you go along?
我敢挂了，操，肾上腺素才对。
选右边应该就得活的结果啊！
我失去他了，判断错误。
We've lost the pulse. He's gone, Doctor.
Yes. We did everything we could.
Truly? Everything you could. Is that how you'll report this in your log? Is this how the war went? Piling up one poor corpse beside the next?
This was not an influenza-induced seizure. I've never seen symptoms like these on the continent.
应该选右边那个。
Neither have I. But the previous symptoms leading up to this attack were the same, indistinguishable from the epidemic.
No. There was something more vile in these reactions. Something primitive.
There have been numerous reports of mental breakdowns caused by the fever that accompanies the flu itself, Doctor.
Yes, but... I'd best take some samples.
如果用肾上腺素，他不会死吗？
网友们意见。
怀疑。
you're here to test my bedside manners. I suspect it was more than intuition alone that led you to us. So, how might I be of service, Dr. Reed?
Your heart might be in the right place, but you can't carry on with this blackmail. For God's sake, Dorothy, it's extortion. It's a serious crime.
Doctor, you think your warnings scare me? I've stolen and plied, blackmailed and lied, but what else am I to do? I'm all these people have.
Oh.
Dr. Swansea is a sensible and honest man. He wouldn't have refused your friend's care at Pembroke.
It's easy for you to say, Doctor. These people cannot go to the police, nor to the hospital. They don't even speak English. They depend on me for everything.
But why Lady Ashbury? Why her of all people?
She's pristine and proper, all right. But that she-wolf in sheep's clothing murders the poor for sport. I have her where she belongs, and I'll milk her for all she's got.
Oh.
So, the end justifies the means. Is that your defense?
I know you're kind, Doctor. Just another fine-heeled, silver-spooned gentleman who was given the world on a platter.
讲话这么呛。
Nothing of the shame, the hunger, the loneliness.
You've convinced me of the sincerity of your actions and their noble justifications. But all the same, blackmail is a crime, and it will stop, Nurse Crane.
So, are you going to turn me over to the authorities?
来个学泳吧。
Nurse Crane, there is no question that the work you've done here is extraordinary, but this dispensary is incapable of coping with the outbreak. It's only a question of days before the situation at hand will overwhelm us. I cannot allow it. It's my duty to put an end to this immediately.
And you took them. But we had so much in common, Doctor. Don't you see that?
Interview with the vampires. 没有线索，糟糕。哎嗨哎嗨。 好，先把它干掉。 天就先玩到这个段落，下次再会了。